Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Void War. Today's beverage is a very metallic yet nice and chilled iron brew. So welcome back to Void War. Previously in the not 40k roguelike, we were sending our not space marine, the Death Knight, onto the enemy vessels to basically make a mess of their entire ship using the sort of innards of the enemy crew, and it worked quite well up until we encountered a big demon vessel, and it's one that I've not encountered before, and well, they out-crewed us essentially. So yeah, that was still a fun run, and well, we're going to do more of that now. Let's go to new game here, and I'm going to pick up the cybernetic commander, and they've got 90 health and do 3 DPS, and they have 50% resistance to poison, suffocation and repair, so probably a member of the crew that I'll probably not just sit on the command throne and have them go around, and command throne is not a euphemism for toilet. Anyway, let's just go confirm, and I'm going to pick up the, where is it here, the Interdictor A, and we're going to use this one because it has a husk rack, so constructs biomechanical worker husks. So previously we did a lot of psychic powers. This one we're going to go more the other way, more of the tech sort of side of it. You have a hardened casing as well, which is plus a 10 HP to all machine slave units, which includes, like I said, the these husks, and they also have a launch bay, which means we're going to spawn them and keep bombarding them. So it's going to be a similar type of play in terms of we're going to try and take out the enemy crew, but it's going to be wave after wave of mechs rather than one hulking great unit. Anyway, let's just go to what can we rename this thing to? Iron Fury. Perfect. Let's go to launch, and the God King has fallen again. Oh no. So we will turn on our weapons, which is a Storm 1. It's a 2-shot cannon, decent projectile speed, and small chance of fire, inflicts minor crew damage. You can see this thing is now spawning these sub-husks, which have 25 health and do 3 damage, and expires between jumps, which is a bit of a downside, which is, I didn't actually get on with this ship in the first instance because I was trying to use these guys as crew for the ship rather than putting them in the launch bay and sending them away. Because basically, if you save the stations here, and I don't know if this is an oversight or it's being done on purpose, but these guys, when they die, it doesn't like sort of save their positions. So yeah, you can't really use them as crew unless you really want to heavily micromanage. Anyway, I digress. Let me go to warp here, and we've got a listening station over there. We've got some more merchants over here, and you know what? I'm going to go up to the unvisited node, and you can see all the crew die. But yeah, activate warp engines and we go. There's a destroyed transport vessel here, able to scavenge some munitions from the wreck, which is 6 munitions. Not that we can actually use it, you understand, but that's alright. Anyway, I don't want to go necessarily to the listening station. Actually, yes I do, because there's crew contacts over there and I really want to pick up that and get some crew on board. There's a wrecked corsair ship here, has long been picked clean, you move on. Okay, nothing to report on that one. Over to the listening station, and you come across a hidden outpost of the raid clans. Appears to have been deserted long ago. It's still functioning, and you can pledge allegiance to a raider clan. Now, I've not done this before, so maybe we do it just for the sake of being a bit different. Yeah, let's do that. Announce your allegiance, whatever this really belongs to. You set the transmission, do continuously move on with your journey, and we get listening station activated and plus 29 scrap metal. It says several days pass, and a encrypted message arrives along with a small package. We hear you, put the word out, you better not mess this up, we'll be watching. Okay. Raid outlaw units appear more frequently in rewards and merchants. Only one shrine can be activated. So it's a similar shrine to the ones we've previously seen. Over to this merchant here. And we're not going to obviously attack these guys. We will do some trading, and they do have some crew. Oh, actually, wow, an Imperial Marshal. That's really good. 50 health, 3 DPS, fire resistance of 90%. Wow. We also got an engine nerd, so suffocation resistance, poison resistance, and repair speed plus 50%. And then finally, a Corsair. Okay, I'm definitely going to pick up the engineer, and you know what? I might pick up the Corsair as well, if it says Raid Outlaw there, which is what we knew we were going to find anyway. We've also got some Psychomancy, some psychic powers, which we can't cast for in this crew. We got different equipment as well, but we're not equipping the units that were spawning. So, you know what, I'm just going to pick up as much as I'd like to get the Marshal, I didn't have enough scrap. So we're going to pick up the Corsair. So there we go, and that'll do us for now. So the Engineer will go to. I'm going to put them on the shields because they've got repair speed plus 50%. Oh, to be fair, so does the Cybernetic. Okay, but the Cybernetic's probably going to be the one that's going to be running around the most. Let me put the other guy, the Corsair, on there, and then this guy is going to be pretty much at the back. Actually, you know what? I'm going to swap these around. The reason for that is if we're going to be moving someone off to deter raiders, we're going to be using the Cybernetic because they've got the most health. They've also got good repair speed as well, so we can keep our weapons up and running. The Engineer can't really fight. It's only got 2 DPS, so yeah, not going to bother with that one. Let me just go to save stations and over to the next unvisited node. All the spawned units die, and oh, looks like we've actually got an enemy here. So you emerge from the subspace. It says a desperate voice comes over your comm system. Here's what's going to happen. You give us your food and your jump drive, yeah, okay, that's not going to happen. Right, so let's go, and I was going to say move our spawned units into the what's it, the launch bay? It is a launch bay, yes. So we're going to fire the disruptor first. It's got a very low velocity there, so I'm going to wait for it to hit, and then I'm going to fire twice. So that's stunned. I say stunned. It's done some. Is it ion damage? I think it's called. Yeah, it's done some ion damage, and it takes their shields out, so that's fine. And then we're going to load the crew, so they're in, and then we're going to bring them into probably the bit at the back here. So off goes our boarding pod, and they're just going to fight at the back there. So obviously we have got 25 health, and the Corsairs have a similar one, but basically we can keep on spawning these guys. This is obviously something that we can do, which is all good. So I'm just going to yeah, so we've been taken out there, which is a bit of a shame, but what I can do is just wait for the crew again, and we will say load and launch the assault shed. Did that say shed? No, it can't have been. Assault sled. You know what? Assault shed would be much more British. An enemy crew's been killed, search that it remains. We've got 27 scrap, that's fine. Okay, so if we're going to maximise this this sort of spawn and launch, we really need to upgrade the launch bay and the spawner. Oh, look at that! If we get the Husk Rack tier 2, it's +1 DPS, moves fast, and 9 seconds build time. Also, ionized system on death. 12-second build time. Okay, you know what? That's actually. Oh, so you're getting. Yeah, okay. Other noises of surprise are also available. What I'm looking at here, if I'm right, and that's never happened before, it looks like you get different husks. Not, they are better, but they take longer to build. Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna go for that. I'll upgrade it. Obviously we can't. I can recall crew, but what's the point? They're just going to die anyway, so they can die on board there. Maybe they don't. Maybe they'll stay alive and they've got their own ship there. Anyway, technical vessel idles near the jump point. Its crew, machines, priests contact you and ask you to escort them to a nearby penal colony. We've seen this one before. We'll agree to do that one, and we can see that the where is it? The quest is over there. So okay, that's fine. We have done this before in the previous one. So this is war cult vessel comes into view. They activate the comms channel. This fight ought to be good. Continue. Okay then, right. So let's see how we get on. They also have some husks, but they're not as good as our husks. We have better husks. I'll keep using the word. And it's lost all meaning now. Let me go ahead and fire against their shields. They've only got the one shield, but looks like we've done quite well there. Let me just quickly do a bit of tactical pausing, and we will launch on board. Looks like they've got someone in the comms bay, basically because I lost vision there, so they were against that one. So yeah, that's fine. Let me say I'm going to stun their weapons and fire into here. Obviously that's going to take out our guy as well, but it doesn't really matter because, well, obviously we've got a plentiful, basically unlimited supply of these husks. And let's ionize the weapons once again. We will load the crew, and then we will board. It seems that you can only board. Look at that there. So I've actually just noticed that the actual the actual... Hang on, wait. The enemy acknowledges your superiority and offers an unconditional surrender. We get a war pick. I'm going to refuse that one. I'd rather just take the scrap. Yeah, I've just noticed that the boarding pod, the sled, or the boarding shed, it sticks in the side, and it means you can't actually board there again. Anyway, 21 scrap, which is all good. And let's go with upgrade some power, and then I will put some more power into the spawner here. Max husks is 3. Yeah, okay. Is that what I'm reading here? Hang on. Upgrading increases husk attributes and build time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it says that in the thing there. Okay, so I think it's only going to take into account the next from the next jump. So let's see. So we come into here, and it does say continue for this one, and oh, okay. It says 9 seconds build time again. Okay. I just don't know if that's changed or I need to make a setting somewhere. Anyway, no, that's a different one. That looks different. Boosted sub-husk. Okay, it looks like just this hasn't changed. The build, the tooltip hasn't changed. Bit of a shame. But anyway, let me go ahead and fire away. And the storm cannon will fire as well. We will load the crew. We will launch into... well, obviously I want to pick up this, but I'll launch into their weapons. So I'm not going to aim to destroy the... yeah. Oh, look at that. Where I think when they die, let me just double check the... Oh, you can't open the... Yeah, you can't open, sadly, the upgrade section while we are in combat, but no matter. So... Yes, when they died, they sort of explode essentially. Load the crew, and once again we will board into the engines this time. And like I say, my intent is to get into here and to take out... Wow, okay, retrieve the contents. We got scrap value and some munitions. And yeah, they didn't last long. Wow. The enemy crew is being killed. You search the remains and find 27 scrap metal. Alright. And we will go to upgrades. Plus 1 DPS, move fast, and 9 seconds build time. Alright. I thought we were, like... I thought when they died they did the damage. I think it's just a bit of sort of luck when it comes to... Every time we jump, they die. Yeah, I think it's just it was just a coincidence, really. Anyway, destroyed the merchant ship here. You were able to scavenge some supplies from the wreck. 74 scrap metal. Okay. Standard procedure. More shields. We have to weather the assault, obviously. So, there we go. Come across abandoned munitions depot, suspiciously good shape, and we can raid outlaw search for an ambush, which we have, and the raiders are unwilling to give up the munitions depot. However, you're well prepared to fight. Continue. And the weapons, because of that, are fully charged, which is good. So let's see if we can do some damage here. We've done a little bit of damage, that's all good there. We're going to move the husks over to here. It would be nice if you could set up essentially a rally point for them, you know, and just say, look, when they spawn, just go there. Bit of a quality of life thing, but no matter really. Let me go ahead and jump into the weapons system, and let's see what we can do. So there's only 2 opponents on this one. There's 1 opponent left. Yeah, okay. No, yeah, when they die, it's destroying the area there. Okay. Ruinous reagents, consumable, ritual material to summon a Warbringer or siege armor. Plus 20 HP, immunity to suffocation, and reduction in speed. I can't open the loadout. That's a bit of a shame. What can we have? We can have armor. We can have armor. Oh, so all of those guys can have armor. I'm going to pick up the siege armor then, and we get some munitions. The reason I'm going to pick up the siege armor is we're going to put it on... I'm not going to put it on the 2 guys that can do repairs, because we want them to move and repair quickly, and this thing obviously slows you down. But I will put it on the... I will put it on our raider. Yes, why not? And we will jump to the quest location. every single time. You arrive in the system short distance away from the penal colony. Techno-priests trailing behind you, bristle with anticipation, and continue. And as you make your final approach, warning sirens suddenly begin sounding. Incendiary missiles collided with your hull, causing multiple fires across the ship. So I'm going to pause it, and what I can do is I can pretty much just evacuate the entire area. So there you go. So we will basically suffocate the fire. So that one's now out, and so is that. So we'll close all of the vents, and obviously these guys here, are they immune to suffocation? Moves fast. I don't know if they are. It doesn't say that they are. Anyway, we will disrupt the shields once again, standard procedure really, and then we will get loaded up and head to the shields. Actually, we'll have a little look in the shielding systems for the opponent, and taking out one of their husks, two of the husks, and yeah, they're not gonna last long in there, and yeah, they're now gone. Okay. Right, so we're going to have to keep firing, keep sending our guys over there. We're going to have another spawn in a second, and there we go. And once again, load the crew, and we'll go into the weapons system in this instance, and we can take one out, and then two out, and then, yeah, their crew's not getting anywhere there, and then we're going to head over to where the shielding is, and that's pretty much done. But they also have a spawner here, so we're going to have to take care of that. So we'll probably have to, most likely, probably have to destroy the ship. Yeah, okay. So, well, the first one's, but the spawn has been destroyed, so is the game going to... Yeah, the game's basically worked it out. They can't spawn any more crew, and they can't automatically repair, so... Yes, 37 scrap metal and 3 munitions, because all the crew are killed. And contact the techno-priest to confirm the status. They obviously reports the ship has suffered moderate damage, but unfortunately... fortunately, should I say, nobody aboard was injured during the attack, and they've given us 51 scrap metal as a bit of a reward. Excellent, okay. So, I think I'm going to go with a fully upgraded... It does say, yeah, 12 seconds build time. Was it 7 seconds before? Yes, 7 seconds. Okay, fine. That's good. So it is updating. It's just me. Right. What do we need? We don't need to replenish our oxygen. That's all good. We don't have any other crew. I think it's just a case of heading to the next area. And let's see what's in store for us here. A few red vessels are loitering the area. They watch you pass with disinterest because... Did we pledge ourselves? I think we did. Right, we've got merchants over there, so we'll have a look and yeah, maybe have a chat. Discover abandoned corsair hauler drifting in space. Scorch marks on the engine suggest the vessel was intercepted by an Imperial patrol ship. Investigate further. You manage to discover a hidden crawl space used for smuggling contraband. Inside you find the desiccated remains of an unfortunate corsair that must have hid there for too long, as well as a bizarre artifact that is an eviscerator. Plus 2 DPS, plus 1 DPS in small rooms. Kill restores 5 life. Oh wow, okay. So I'm going to put that on... I'm probably going to put that on our captain, mainly because, well, if they die, it's game over. So it's pretty important that we yeah, keep them as powerful as we can. Discover a functional ship armament. That is a Retributor 1. Okay, that is another weapon system. All right, it's a number of shots 1, charge time 12, 900 projectile speed, hull damage per shot 1, and medium chance of fire. Okay, right, that's pretty good. Let me go to the weapons dealer and we'll see what they have in store. Oh, okay, so that's the Macro Devastator, charge time 27, and it's a beam basically, and it sort of rakes across the enemy's hull. I mean, that would be pretty good. All of this would be pretty good, but basically I've got 46 generic units of currency. I could pick up a missile bay. That would be probably worth it. A bolt cannon. We've already got a storm cannon. A fusillade 1. Sounds pretty good. Terror amplifier. Fires a psychic blast that stuns enemies. That would be really good. Modules. Oh, hang on. Hardened casing. Ooh, okay. Plus 10 HP to all machine slave units. Okay. Let me see. Let's see this if this husk... I'm 90% sure it is classed as machine slaves. I'm going to wait for it to spawn. You can just go back to the shop. Click on machine slave. Right, that's that. Anything else? Machine priest, not machine slave. So double hardened. Oh, to be fair, the first one was hardened case. We got double hardened casing. So we've now got 35 health. Wow. Okay, that's pretty powerful. I don't know if you're supposed to be able to get double, but we have. Anyway, come across a corsair vessel undergoing some repairs. They notice you immediately arm their weapons. You'll never take us alive. Copper. Alright, okay, let's see then. I'm not able to power up our Retributor, but I am able to fire. Oh, look at that, they've actually got half health. Right, here's the question though. Do I want to destroy them because they might have some nice stuff on board? What I'll do is I'll get our guys to board basically, and that'll give us a visibility on the enemy vessel. It feels like they probably do have some nice supplies, but we'll find out. And actually no, they don't have any supplies, so it doesn't really matter then, to be honest. We can just fire. And let's see, so there's only one crew member left. It's all these I was going to say all of these are, all the doors are hardened, so they must have a tier 2, current power 2, yeah. Okay, 35 scrap metal and 3 munitions for the enemy crew being killed, and let's go over to the Stargate. First area is complete with the vessel that we have here: Imperial Shrine Worlds, Exclusion Zone, and the Death Cult sector. Exclusion Zone, violent subspace rifts, hollowed shrine worlds of the Empire, and region besieged by the forces of Gorgoth. We've seen Death Cult before. I'm going to go with the Exclusion Zone, you know. Don't know if that's a good choice. It's more the fun's in finding out. You arrive on the outskirts of the Exclusion Zone, region of space demarcated by the Imperial astrogation authorities as containing subspace anomalies of magnitude greater than Class 6. The path ahead is long, treacherous, but those who come ready may find great rewards. Probably not. There's a bone shrine. There's a merchant, weapons dealer. It's been truncated, this area, isn't it? Okay. Let's just see then. So we have a demon vessel. Shortly after you arrive, a surge of dark energy engulfs your ship. Eerie figures flicker on your monitors ahead. A worn warship advances, weaponry targeting you. So we have on board a tendril. So I'm going to send my main commander out to deal with said tendril. It's only got 15 health, and our commander is pretty good at dealing with them. They are not very quick though, you can see. Let me go ahead and fire the disruptor and fire the storm cannon, and obviously we will be boarding. Oh, they've actually boarded us with the fleshling there. It looks like a servo skull. Let's just come back to here and disruptor on their weapons, and I'm going to take out their siege cannon, and it has actually destroyed it as well, so that's really good. We will load up and we'll head over to the shield bay. Now obviously these guys are going to take damage because they're not immune to suffocation, but what we'll do is just keep attacking. Storm cannon, let's just see, that's now gone. They've only got a 1 health left, so when this is destroyed, yeah, that goes boom, and there we go. Alright, so cargo fragments, 26 scrap, 2 munitions, continue. What would be the best thing to upgrade? I think getting the Retributor would be good, but that's going to cost me... How much is that going to cost me? It would be 30, 40, 50, 60. Oh, well, there we go. We got the Retributor. Right, good. Over to the unvisited node, and... yeah, warp engines activated. And we've rested up. You arrive, see a devastated planet in front of you. An Imperial flotilla is holding station in orbit high above the smoke and ruins of surface colonies. Investigate, and a small cultist swarm emerges from subspace to harass the Imperial flotilla. One of them peels off, and yes, we're now going to have to take them out, and they've basically hacked our comms there. Okay, right. Retributor is powering up, and Disruptor, and are they? I was going to say, they're launching, but they're not. It was something else. So we're going to fire everything at the shielding, although I've done it in the wrong order. I should have waited for the ion to get there first, so I will ion their weapons. I will fire the storm cannon and the retributor at their at their shielding, and yeah, it's actually it's their, I believe it's their captain that's doing that slow. So let's go ahead and go to their weapon systems, and we can fire against that, and double storm and the retributor at maybe their engines, and you can see we are taking out all of these guys here. Every time they come towards us. They've got a death cultist, well, they had a death cultist, and that's going to be a case of just getting through the doors now. So I'll just fire against the doors actually, and that will hopefully stop the yeah, all of that. Right, collect what you can from the remains. We either get a heat beam, which does not affect shields, creates fire. That means we got double fire. Heat beam, one, or scrap metal. I'm actually going to go with the scrap metal because I think I want to upgrade the launch bay. Anyway, let's warp, and I don't really need to go to the bone shrine, but I want to go over to the merchant, so I guess we'll head that way anyway and see what is what. Emerge from subspace inside the murky depths of a rift storm. All spaceship floats into view. Looks like it's been drifting for centuries. Investigate. Board the ship and search its depth through some material. Not much, but 31 scrap, which is pretty handy. Over to the bone shrine. And, oh, a great mass of human bones is visible ahead. As you move closer, you realise it's abandoned medical outpost. Not a good one, apparently. So, covered with human remains, to be nearly unrecognisable, Death Cult warship guards the entrance. Okay, so they've got lots of ghouls on board. Okay, let's see. They've got 2 shields, and we have more than... Oh, they've also got a Death Knight. No, that's a Warden. 140 health. It is a Death Cultist Psychic Commander. Immune to poison. Okay, it's all kinds of problematic, I think. Anyway, let's fire away and see if we can... Apparently we missed. 15% chance of evasion, and we missed. With most of our weapons there. Okay, so fire this. Wait a little bit for it to get there, and then we fire so it doesn't recharge in time, although I might have just timed it incorrectly. But load, and then I will go to their engines. So I don't think this is going to be... I was going to say I don't think it's going to be successful. I'm actually quite hopeful. Well, not when that guy comes in, though. The thing is, though, we actually don't obviously care if we're not successful with these guys or not, because, yes, when they die, they do some ion, and also, probably quite important, like I say, they're free. It just costs basically time to get these guys. So, oh, look at that. Put some fire on there, and they're all getting taken out. Okay, I'm pretty confident we're able to load these guys in and go to the weapons, and yeah, they're going to explode. The ship's going to explode in a second when we take out that module, and obviously we've still got all of our fire. Let's just blow the ship up. We don't need to mess around, do we? And that is now gone. Okay, excellent. 47 scrap, 3 munitions, and with enemy ship neutralised, you approach the Grizzly outpost. Strangely, you hear the buzzing flies even though none are present. Pledge yourself to the God of Death. We do have the guys that are constantly dying. I'll go on then, why not? Resolve your pledge for the God of Death. Further sacrifices must be made. Embrace mortality. That's probably going to lose us something. You know what? I'm backing out. You reconsider your decision. Yeah. I aborted the mission on that. Yeah, I really didn't want to go down that route. Going through rift storms, smuggling to maintain course, technical chip appears. Oh, flux capacitors are damaged beyond repair. Without them, relics on board our ship will never make it back to the enclaves. Offer them your spare flux capacitors, attack them or ignore. I'm going to offer them spare flux capacitors. They thank us and give us some scrap. Okay, good. And over to the merchant, and we'll see what's here. Let's trade, and they do have a missile bay, but what I'm going to do... I'm going to pick up the siege bombard because we haven't had one previously, so I'm going to place it in maybe there. Yes, and I can get hardened casing again for the jokes. Basically, now we are very much one-sided. I am well aware. Okay, repair because we have taken a bit of damage there. I only just realised. And yes, right, so what else do we want to upgrade? I mean, the bombard would be good. Yeah, let's get a bombard. And, oh, to be fair, I didn't turn it on previously. So I'll need to get some more... need to get some more power. A derelict shift drifts into view. Truncated those words. Suddenly lurches into action as putrid energies spread across the hull. Prepare for battle. Intruders detected, but they've jumped a hound into our weapons bay and our cybernetics there, and has absolutely taken care of business. So that's all good. So we will fire and fire, and to be fair, we can't create fire because there's no oxygen in this one. There's no hull. There's no way we can create oxygen because there's no. Hang on, wait, no, it does work. Hang on. No, there you go. Right. I was going to say there's no oxygen in the hull, but yeah, it actually does burn for a second and then it stops. Okay, so it can cause damage. Anyway, we are taking out the shields. They've only got 1 health remaining, and there's the end of that. Alright, done. Scavenge some items from the wreckage, some scrap and some munitions. The scrap, I'm going to go for some more of this. The gun, I didn't actually use it that time. It doesn't matter though, because like I said, we're focusing really on boarding the opponent, but that's there in case we really need to do some proper sieging. A rift storm periodically disrupts your scans. You discover a Arakeen vessel on the process of gathering subsurface psych-chem precursor compounds. I'll attack, why not? We attack, and that is quite a small vessel. And oh, we've got the jump on them here. So let's see. I don't know what sort of state they're in. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to activate the cannon. So what it does is it basically just starts doing its thing there. You see, it's just firing away. So yeah, all you have to do is activate it and let it do its thing, and it's doing just that. It is pretty much just there to keep their shields down, and we can board it now. And oh well, we don't need to board it. It's gone. Don't know if there's any loot on board, but with some scrap, we've got that. And yep, that's okay. Right, warp again. And we've got a shipyard, and we've got an unvisited node. I think we're going to go with the node because there's nothing we need in the shipyard. We don't need to repair, we don't need to heal up. Abandoned space station floats near a temporal anomaly. Time seems to flow different here, but the station itself remains silent and unchanging. You move on. Okay, that's fine. Next location. It is... oh, it's got loot. You rush to battle stations, find yourself assailed by an unidentified warship. It's no longer under control of a mortal crew, set by a demonic will. Worse still, your intruder alarms begin to blare. Something has arrived on your ship, and oh yeah, it has arrived on the ship, and it is in the back there. Okay, I'm going to deploy the siege weapon. It's only got 1 shield, so that'll actually be pretty good for us. We will disrupt, and the problem that I have really is that I really want to get that loot, but it really depends on whether or not we destroy them sooner rather than later. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to purposely going to not fire on them, although the bombard is doing its thing. Load the crew, and I'll go here. I should be... oh, right. So the bombard has actually destroyed that by the look of it. Right, that's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. It's, well, it is what it is. I'm just going to start firing now. Pretty much game. There we go. That's taken out. Possessed cruiser. So, explosion leaves minimal salvageable material. Nonetheless, you discover what you can salvage. Someone to blow up might. That's 4 charges. And cast a projectile that stuns enemy crew in target room for 5 seconds. I don't think any one of us can cast. It's going to be the first one then, isn't it? Who's going to have that? Going to put it on our captain, and going to put it on anyone that can have it. The engineer on the back, right? Let's see. This is a long, let's say a truncated map. Let's go down the bottom here because we can. And what are we on? 72 scrap. There we rested up. Discover an ancient colony orbiting a barren planet. Investigate. And the exact same ship. Cultist vessel wraithed in strangely coloured energy emerges from subspace. Right, so I'm not going to activate the siege bombard in this instance, because We saw what happened last time. We will, however, fire and see if we can take out their shields. We've done some damage to it, so that's all good. I'm going to fire over there, and the Storm and the Retributor is going to fire, and just keeping their shields down. I'm very aware, however, that we are starting to... Yeah, let me move this guy up here, get that loot. Whoa, who's that? Ooh, that's a Warbringer. Okay, immune to suffocation, immune to fire. Kills grant +1 DPS for the duration of the encounter. +1 DPS in large rooms. Constantly creates breaches while on enemy ship and expires between jumps. Cannot man, repair, or extinguish. Okay, so basically it's just a big brute that takes people out, and it is doing that. It is very successfully taking people out. What I'm going to do is just keep firing and, well, yeah. Immune to suffocation, we can test that theory as they float through space. 34 scrap metal, 1 munitions, continue. Ship suddenly enveloped by a dense rift storm. Moments later, the storm dissipates, you find yourself in a different region of space. Oh. Yes, we do. Is it... Have we teleported? No, I don't think so. No, we're still there. It's just visually it's a bit different. Okay, upgrading. What do I want to upgrade? Standard procedure shields. Can't get there yet. Okay, I'm actually going to upgrade the sensors because it's nice to know what's on board. We have a repair drone. Who can I give that to? I mean, it's standard procedure. Put it on our captain. Let's warp to crew contracts. There's a shaman over there, and there's weapons over there. Missile bays, missile templates, systems, and ship armament. I don't know if I need any more crew. Third time in a row, we've now got this vessel. Intruders detected. Okay. Well, I will take these guys out. It's not going to be much. I think upgrading the doors is probably a worthy endeavour for our person. Let me just go here and say we missed. Okay, move them back. So we're going to send over, as standard procedure, our shock husk, load, and go in there. Now I'm sending 2 guys to one location. Make room to disembark. So if I move one of them, the other one, yeah, it does actually come out. That's brilliant. It actually comes out of the, yeah, it comes out of the pod. Let me see. Fire there. Obviously we are suffocating, but it doesn't matter. To us, anyway. To these guys, it probably matters. Let's see if I destroy that. It's game over anyway. Yeah, I'll just fire against it, even though our own guys are on board. We won't lose much sleep over it, I'm sure. And retrieve and inspect an intact supply. It's 31 scrap. Okay. 3 shields. I'm very aware that actually this run is sort of similar but different to the previous one, in the sense that we are focusing on boarding, but we're doing it in a different way. So, yeah, there's a blood golem, or golem, depending on your persuasion. They've only got 1 shield, so again, not really concerned too much about that. I will obviously fire against them. Interesting that we've got double sensors, 2 sensors, but we still can't see inside. So they must have good sensors. It's probably crude actually, now that I'm thinking of it. Load and board up to the weapons, and I'm going to head to this bit here. So yeah, they don't have any atmosphere. All alone, more or less. 34 scraps, that's good. So we will continue to take them out. Shields and shields. Disruptor on the engines to reduce their evasion. And there you go, evasion's now 0. And their hull points are also 0. So they're gone. 36 scrap to munitions, and we'll warp to here. I'm going to start saving up my scrap, I think, to maybe buy a different subsystem, although I'm probably nearly maxed out. Come across a distress signal being broadcast from the centre of a large rift storm. Is it an actual legitimate distress signal, or is it a trap? Well, sometimes the only way to figure out whether it's a trap. Is to trigger the trap. Investigate the signal. Origin of the signal is a battered Imperial vessel. It's broadcasting openly, and you see an officer reprimanding his crew. The next person who consorts with heretics will be executed just like him. The crusade must continue, and you hear a loud gunshot, and the view feed is obscured by brain matter. Someone wipes the brains off the feed. The crusade be damned. Get us out of here. Assist the Imperials or destroy them. Why don't we assist them? Why not? And rescue and give us an Imperial scribe. Oh, and they've got Purify, which is a psychic power, and instantly grant immunity to debilitating effects of all allied crew on the current ship for 10 seconds, affects poison, slow, stun, immobilize, and control, and everything up. Oh, wow, okay, so basically it makes people a lot better. Good. Okay, I'm going to put him on sensors, I think. There we go. And I will save stations, and let's warp up the top here. Okay. So I'm not actually seeing this guy. Doesn't really fit in with our... I was going to say it doesn't really fit in with our crew's theme, but to be honest, we've got cybernetic, we've got a corsair, we've got an engineer, we've got another corsair, and now an Imperial scribe. So we've got everything but a demon. You encounter a war cult vessel may be pursued by Imperial. Attack Imperial, I'll leave the war cult. I'm going to attack the Imperial vessel, because that's just the type of people we are at the moment. And yeah, no good guys around here. Apparently not. So the disruptor will fire, yes, and then the storm cannon will fire. You know what? Actually, I will actually activate the siege bombard for this one, and good damage. There's nothing to pick up over there, so I don't need to rush to do something. Yeah, but I will fire away, and oh yeah, that's good hits. So load the crew, and I'm actually going to send them over to the shield systems, and yes, we will pretty much start taking out the opponents here. Let me go for shots against their weapon systems, and oh yeah, we've got fire, and we've destroyed their weapons, so that's all good, and we've destroyed the ship. Okay, so we either get munitions or we get a welding torch, which is plus 50% repair speed. We don't need the munitions. I'm going to pick up the munitions. Cultists are displeased at your intervention. They dispatch an assault pod. Yeah, there's a berserker. They're not going to last long. And firing away. I like they've got a... basically like a gun on the shoulder. Chromatic cultists withdrew following the death of their champion. Salvage what's left, 36 scrap. And there they go. Right, we will warp. Like I say, we're trying to save up a little bit to get a new module of some kind, whatever it happens to be, I don't know. But, let's see, you discover an abandoned shipyard. Just as you move closer, an expected small pirate vessel shows up. Hand off that, I was here first. Attack. And the pirate vessel flees before target lock, and we gain 31 scrap from the shipyard. Okay, so they chickened out and ran away. And, whoa, okay, yeah, you really don't want to assault this thing. I've never actually done that. I think I mentioned in the previous video, I've not actually assaulted these vessels. I'm assuming, well, you can, because it says attack, but, yeah, anyway, trade. So, missile templates, missile subsystems, and ship armaments. Devastator beams, macro devastator. Fusillade 2. Okay. What else have we got? Missile bay, don't really need it. Auto surgeon, don't really need it. And a terror amplifier. Stuns enemy crew. It's not terrible. I'm thinking missile bay though. Missile blade, disruptor missile, heavy flare missile, high chance of hull breach, and saber missile. Inflicts minor crew damage, small chance of fire, small chance of hull breach. None of these I'm really feeling. The micro devastator is great. Shield piercing 2 as well, but required power 4. Spread 60. Fusillade 2. I'm tempted to sell the Retributor. Projectile count 7. What? I've never used one of these. I'm tempted to sell the Retributor and put the Fusillade 2 on. Because we're not really... You know what? I don't need to sell it. But I certainly can't power the thing up. I'm going to have to get rid of... Is getting rid of that a massive mistake? Probably. I'm going to hedge my bets, and I'm going to keep it on the ship. Because, as I said, I don't know whether or not this other one is worth it. Arriving system to discover a small lifeless outpost drifting aimlessly and does not appear to contain anything. You move on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn all of those off and turn that one on, and let's see what that's like. So we'll have a field test. Exclusion zone is our next location. So this is the third area. You arrive at the outskirts of exclusion zone, a region of space demarcated by Imperial asteroid navigation. Yeah, we've seen this before. Right. Unvisited node. Transport vessel detected. My curiosity might get the better of me on that one. Yeah, go on, we'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look. Encounter a technical vessel running supply missions. They take you for a pirate and immediately open fire. Oh, lovely. Right, so we're going to see what this Fusilier 2 does. If it's any good, then we'll probably sell something up and go from there, really. So they're firing away. They must have... Oh, hang on, they're boarding. And they're boarding there. You know what? I'm really not too concerned. Our guy is in there, doing some damage, and let's fire this thing. Oh, look at that! Good spread. Okay, that is amazing. I don't think there's much else I can say about that. It just put it took a massive chunk out of their shields and their hull. All right. Oh, they have a combat husk. All right. Damage. It causes so much damage. Firing away. Bam. Look at that. Okay, that's good. Let me go ahead and get that. They've tried to offer surrender. I'm going to say no. So we've got a plasma projector. We've got a flamethrower, is what it's telling us. And, I mean, it's pretty much a case of fire again and see what happens. They're prepared up. And they're in the back there. I'm going to have to help that guy out, actually. No, he's doing quite alright. And we will load. And board sensors. What's of note is... I mean, that Fusilier 2 is brilliant, but I think I need to upgrade the door control, because it's just not... We've not got it staffed, and it means that people can wander around freely. Now, luckily, we haven't been boarded by a lot of entities, but let's see. Let me upgrade it. It's going to cost 25. That's fine. So, we've got the welding torch, which I didn't equip, and we've got the plasma projector. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is... On our... Let's see. On our... Oh, who can have it? I think there's only... No, the scribe can have it. Extra repair speed on the scribe. Fine. And the flamethrower. Might as well equip the Corsair with it. Attacks damage nearby enemies. Yes. Alright. Well, I think... Power and start getting the weapons up and running is the way forward. At least getting the disruptor would be useful. But we'll see. Arrive back in real space, find yourself staring at a familiar void of deep space. You move on. Uneventful. Next locale. You approach a small outpost. While the exclusion zones are ostensibly a deserted sector of space, numerous enterprising outcasts nevertheless manage to eke out a living from vessels wandering the region. Investigate invites you to dock and trade. Oh, right. So we can get some psychomancy, which is pretty much pointless for us. And there's disruptors. Macro disruptor. Number of shots 1, charge time 30, projectile speed 450, ion damage is 5. Wow. And there's a storm cannon 3. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Right. Do I just want to sell all these and just go with the storm cannon 3 and the Fusilier 3? I think that's what's going to happen, you know. Can I afford it? There's only one way of finding out. Yes. Right. Okay. Could be a mistake, but 2 big guns now. We've definitely switched up to a different type of player now. I also was going to upgrade the launch bay, but it's not happening. Looks like we got a possessed frigate, and let's see what we can do here. So, fusillade will keep. We'll get our commander to go here. Oh, looks like they fired a couple of shots there, including some iron. Iron? They're firing irons at us. Right, we're going to have to board, aren't we? Yeah, and they've actually sent a guy over there to guard it as well. So, let's see. Go there, and my turn. Fire back. Wow. Load crew. I'm going to have to board. Oh, interesting. I'm going to have to board there, but what I'll do is I'll select them all and run. Because we need to get that, which is scrap metal, 52 scrap metal and 4 munitions. Munitions, I've hardly activated the bombard, actually. It's been a bit of a waste. But this is the first time running this vessel in this configuration, so it's just fun. Oh, that was a big miss. Don't know if you saw that. Was just miss. Right across there. You know what? Let's turn on the storm cannon. See what this is like. Oh, look at that! So when you turn stuff off, it slowly powers down. So if you switch between the two, it sort of remembers the charge that you've put in, essentially. That's handy. Right, over to here. I'll have to move the guys into there and take that out. Let's fire the storm cannon. Wow. Yeah, so that's a different energy than than previous. 58 scrap metal. Wow. Well, obviously we need 3 more weapons bay and 3 more power. That's a lot of power. Not necessarily. I could turn off the siege bombard. I've hardly used it. It's good to have the option though. Crew contracts, psychomancy and consumables, no. We just need scrap. Scrap is our main focus. Excuse me. So, back in real space, no hostile signatures, we move on. Transport vessel detected. We don't need that. We don't really need this in our lives either. Assailed by an unidentified warship. And it is, once again, yeah, it's quite a demonic vessel. I want a couple of skeletons and a hound. Okay, we deal with the intruders. Storm cannon is powering up and obviously spawning our guys as is per usual. Let me just target that. I'm just going to auto fire it as well. Don't really have any reason not to. So, yeah, there's good hits. Sadly, it did not take it out fully, but what can take it out fully is our boarding team. I'm very aware I've not used any of the purifies or something in bloat mine or anything. Shall I try one? Yeah, go on. We'll give it a go. Ooh, it's a jelly. Right, okay. Let's see. Storm cannon. So I've not only caused a hull breach, I've damaged that as well. Right, fine. It didn't do anything then. The mine. I think if it dies, then you get, you know, some effect. Anyway, let's scrap them some munitions. Let's start. We'll start as we mean to go on. Looks like the hull got hit, taking 3 damage. Alright, well what I'm going to do is continue on. I was going to say I'm going to power down the bombard, but there's no point in doing that unless we can actually put it into the weapon systems, which we can't at the moment. Rush to battle stations, find yourself assailed by an unidentified warship, and it's another demonic possessed vessel with some loot. Oh, they've deployed their cannon. You know what, I'm going to deploy, if they're deploying siege cannons, I'm going to deploy siege cannons. Can't feel left out now, can we? Luckily our... Oh, anomalous surge detected. That's ominous. And yeah, there's a big hole. Alright, we'll fix that. And we'll fix it very quickly because that is our commander's job. There you go. And suffocation is not really a thing. So we will... Oh, okay, doesn't matter. No, okay, right. I was going to board and take that stuff, but didn't work out. We blew them up. Anyway, we can get a servo husk, or we can get scrap metal. I'm going to pick up the scrap metal, because, again, we're focusing on the weapons. So we now have the... Oh, I've actually went too far. And I can't undo it. Darn. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've bought too many. I can't undo it. Nope, can't undo it. Right, let's head then. Let's not dwell on that too much. If we pick another weapon up with only 1 power, if we have the provision for it, that's the best thing I can really say about that one. Arrive in a system, immediately find yourself in the middle of a massive battle between Imperial Armada and the war fleets of the Infernal Cults. Request Imperial assistance as Imperial citizens, and... 1 by 1, escorts falls victim to range of fire. Serve the duty, the last of the corvette, sacrifice yourself to defend your vessel. 72 scrap. Oh, okay. Upgrade. And what I'm going to do is... I'm going to power down the bombard and power up the fusillade 2. So Storm 3 and fusillade 2. And still got provision. Actually, we've got enough power anyway. Oh, right. This has been a series of micro mistakes, but we're still getting where we need to go. Damage chromic interceptor drifts from the rift storm scattered throughout the area. Attack, kill, a voice coming. Attack, assist them or escape. Attack and engaging the vessel. Right, okay. There's a lot of ghouls on board there, and well, Zoloth as well, apparently. So do I want to engage? Do I want to deploy the cannon? Oh, the firing missiles, and that's going to penetrate, and that's done a lot of damage. Oh yeah, right. I really don't need that happening again. So let's just. I was going to say fire. It's basically us waiting until those both power up, and then the enemy just seems to evaporate. Okay, let's go with another power, and I'll put it back into... I'm going to put it into shields, actually. We're going to focus on that. Shipyard over there. We could probably do with a bit of repair, actually. 2430 hull, so that'd be good. Oh, this is a possessed cruiser, and intruders detected, so we'll deal with that. So this is a hungerer, and another surge. That's going to rip a hole in the hull somewhere, isn't it? And... let's see, I'm just going to wait until I know where the hull is, the breach is. It's over there, and I believe this guy's immune to suffocation, so that's all good. We'll send him to deal with that one, because they have the equipment and the skills necessary to fix that. And this is going to hurt. I feel it's going to hurt. We're going to go with Storm and Fusillade there, maybe? Yeah, they've actually taken out a couple of areas there, and they're gone. They're just gone. Hull is at 75 strength, 52 scrap metal, and we return into the normal space, as it were. Right, so that is going to take a little bit of time. It will fully replenish, I think, once we jump. I'm going to head to the shipyard, because I do want to get this, and I really want to focus on our shields as well. So, let's see. Glittering stars dot your viewport despite the war-ravaged state of the humanity's great projects. Moments like these are almost peaceful. Until that turns up. Suddenly interrupted by the piercing shriek of combat sirens. And we've got a couple of breaches. I will send our guys to take care of business. And looks like the Imperial scribe is repairing. They're not immune to suffocation, so I am going to send them back. And once that changes from the hashed markings, it means that it's not, I was going to say safe to go in. That's not necessarily the case. It just means it's not deadly. So we will fire at their bombard and fire over there. So there you go. Their bombard's gone, and their shields are now gone, and their hull is almost gone. So this is handy. So we'll get, I think we'll get on board. So load and get on board where their shield is. And I'm going to take out their bombard. Not that it really matters for them, because they have basically unlimited munitions as far as I'm aware. Don't think it simulates munitions for them. There's some scrap metal. Let me go ahead and jump to the shipyard, a nice safe space for us. And I will go with repair 10 hull points. And there you go, full integrity is restored. We will go with another node. And there's another possessed vessel. Intruders detected. I'll get our commander to deal with that one. Who's this? It's a blood golem. Okay. It's all well and fine. Anomalous surge detected, so let's get ready to repair. I'm going to put the command in sort of the middle of the ship. No, it's broken this bit. That's alright. So we're going to fire away at their shields, and I'll target the middle. And there it goes. Well, we've taken out their sensors, so that's fun. Sadly, I was focused too much on that, and the commander's taken a fair hit. And there's fire. Tell you what we'll do, we'll open that up. Load all crew, and head into the middle, although hopefully, I was going to say, hopefully we'll be alright there. That's now fires out. And the ship is also no longer in existence. Scrap metal or duraplate armour? Scrap metal, I think. And shields. There we go. We've got 4 shields now. Let's head this way. So, what's the next thing gonna be? Arrive in orbit around a barren desert moon. Preliminary scan of the moon's surface reveals a series of geometric tunnel structures. Likely the remnants of some long-lost civilization. Explore the tunnels with machine priests. At the centre of the structures is a cryopod. And we find the Great Warseer. Ah. Okay. This is Great Warseer. Reduces enemy DPS by 1. And Soul Spear casts a projectile dealing 1 damage to target ship. Excellent. Well, you can go on the... on the doors, I think. Yeah. Corrosive gas is detected. Yeah, let's head somewhere else. Don't really need that in my life. So, let's see. Find yourself trapped within the currents of a large rift storm. Violent waves of subspace energies batter your ship to and fro for what seems like an eternity. Eventually the storm subsides and your ship comes to a stop. In front is the dilapidated hull of a gigantic spacecraft. Investigate the ship. Fruitless search. You return empty-handed. Shame. Merchant. I don't know really why we're going here, because we've got 19 scrap. Trade. No, look. Hardened casing, we'll pick that up. No, we can't. I'll repair. That's basically it. And, oh, there's a major threat detected. Now, last time it didn't work out. Shall we try for some... You know what, we're going to go for it. Last time we were defeated, but we're going to try and do a bit of redemption. Okay, come across an Imperial warship locked in combat with an unknown enemy. You consider getting involved, but a quick glance at your console shows high levels of toxic gases flooding the area. Any sort of ship-to-ship combat here would be exceedingly dangerous. Stay hidden. We need all of our strength and resources to take out this again. Right, let's see. So, activate the bombard. We're going to need every little bit of help that we possibly can get here. So, let's see. We lost to this previously, and that was a bit of a shame. But the thing is, we know now what it does and what they do. They summon a lot of things, is what they do. So, let's see. Shot over there, and it's going to destroy some stuff. Right, Commander can go there. You can come out. That goes there. And it's happening. It's happening again. Let's see what we can do. They're spawning loads of stuff here. You know what? I'm gonna return the favour. I'm gonna return the favour and go there. What's that? What is that one? Shield charger. Boost shield's recharge rate. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, I'm gonna shoot that then. Why would I not? So, our commander's taking all these guys out. Fusilade's gonna go there. I can't get on that. But I'm very aware it's happening again. Fire over there. You can do your abilities there. Purified everybody. And you can get back there. You can get... Both of these guys can get in. Actually, stay where you are. So that's good. let's say repair drone. That guy can get back in there. These guys back on the pod. I've just paused it for a moment while I deal with this. And I should really fix the bombard. Load. And get ourselves in the engine bay. So we're at not great health, which is a shame. Bloat mine. Let's put a bloat mine in there. Every and all is what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, there's a bloat mine in. Fusilade's going to fire back there. Storm cannon's going to fire at their gun. And how we're doing? Well, we're taking out their hull is what's happening, but I am very aware we're getting shot back. Fire over there with the soul spear. Another bloat mine can go out, but we are pretty close to being at capacity here. I'm going to go for more boarding. Right. Your vessel shudders under the influence of mysterious force, and yes, it's changed again to its final form. And that's suboptimal. Let's see. I'm hoping just the sheer amount of shots now. Oh, look at that. Look at the enemy shields there. That was ridiculous. Alright. Well, we're at half health. And not really too sure what we can do here. I'm going to have to fire against the shields. I'm going to fire everything at the shields. If I can take the shields out, we might have a chance. But I'm aware now we've got a lot of spawners coming in as well. We've got them. That was tough. A series of violent convulsions through this creature's spine. Gush ventrils and valuables pour from the creature's sundered maw. You snatch what you can. Module. A thrice cursed reliquary. You frequently gain a dark matter prism in addition to normal rewards after defeating an enemy ship. A bound entity, which is a fiend, and a soul spear. Wow. I'll go with the reliquary. Oh, right, we have to replace something. What is it? Thing is, it doesn't really tell me what a dark matter prism is. Yeah, go on. We'll keep it. It's gonna be fun. The fun's in finding out, isn't it? Okay, let me just deal with these guys here and return back to our stations. You can go there. You can go there, and we will save that. And well, we go to the Stargate, and then we've got more to go. But we're going to leave it there because that's been a bit of Void War. We have now new locations to go to, but this video is already far too long anyway. I'll do a follow-up, and yeah, we'll see how we get on. I mean, the follow-up might just be literally 10 minutes and then we're dead, but, you know, the fun is in finding out. Hope you have enjoyed this little look at the game, this long look at the game. Like I say, I'll do a follow-up and see if we can get a full run. If not, well, it's been good, and we did get a redemption by defeating that previous large vessel, although not without consequence. We are nearly half hull strength. We also have a reliquary, and I don't know what it does, but the fun's in finding out. As always, hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching, take care, and generic partings.